All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Kakadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples to his younger brothers. And peace and blessing, salutations to the hopeful lick out there pushing his words and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful like the believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi. And what I want to get into today, all right, is dealing with, considering Yahawashi. And this lesson was inspired, by two lessons, actually three. The elder Apostle Gabar, did a lesson responding to the elder brother Manatazak, when he was going to how the truth for candidly kick your ass. And you had the brother Elder Yashawamba do a video responding to Fopi, which they pop up out the blue, every now and then. And pretty much they was complaining about what they was going through and the suffering and having suicidal thoughts and all these different things, and I'm just listening, to all these videos, and I'm looking like, and I'm in the spirit, I'm like, we gotta consider, Yahawashi, you know, because here it is, Yahawashi, suffered so much even before he came to the cross, dealing with Jake, all right, dealing with wicked niggas. Yahweh suffered so much, but his character throughout it all was he wasn't complaining, man. Now, that's something we have to learn. Like, as we be conformed to Yahweh, one of the main characteristics, that stands out with Yahweh is that how pretty much he suffered what he had to suffer and he didn't do a lot of complaining. He was all about, still finishing the Father's business. He was all about edification, you know. He was all about, all right, being that sacrifice, man, And when it came to the point that he was brought before Pilate, he was being beat, all right, being slapped, the crown of thorns. And when you go into the science, if you brothers ain't seen it, you can look at it should be like a 10-minute clip. It goes like into the science of the crucifixion. It goes into how the thorns, were like 5-6 inches long, and how they was pushing it down, and they said it was touching his skull, man. You see, you think of the crown of thorns, you think of, just a stick of briar. No, this was some intense torture. You see, it was some intense torture. Some people would probably pass out and faint, at what Yahweh was going through, you know. So when cause we can get caught up. We all guilty of, you know, of complaining too much, making something big out of something small. All right, because we grown up in what this soap opera society, because you got two different, pretty much, personalities, types of people in this society. You got that Saturday Night Live spirit, where everything's a goddamn joke, playing all the damn time. And then you have that Lifetime movie Hallmark, series. You see, that's so proper dramatic. Everything is just so dramatic. You always, you know, always about to cry. That spirit. All right, there's a tear just waiting. Anything said wrong, and it just flood come out, man. It's a very over emotional, all right, over dramatic, society, man. You know, and that's why when we come into this ministry, we're really being groomed, into being men. All right. Now I'm start off with this one. When let's get Hebrews 12. All right. This is the book of Hebrews chapter 12. All right. Hebrews 12:2, it says, looking unto Yahweh, the author and finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of the Most High. So Yahweh was always thinking of the bigger picture, man. you know. And when you think of the bigger picture and situations, you know, all these little knick-knack and petty things don't even matter anymore. All right, it doesn't even register anymore, you know, because you're thinking about what do you have to do to get to the next phase, man. You know, and that's how Yahawashi was. He didn't care about being embarrassed, you know, being slapped, being spat on, being beat. You see, being mocked. You know, knowing that he the son of God, knowing the power that he has access to, man. You know, but he knew he had to be that sacrifice, and that was the only thing that mattered, man. Him being that sacrifice at that moment, because they will open up so much, man. They will open up favor between the Most High and Israel. You know, they will cover the elect from their sins in this time. All right, those that he's coming to deliver, and they will what? All right, they will seal those joint heirs. Going back, remember Yahweh and their first fruit, those 144,000 was at the beginning, all right, creating everything, man. You know, and he wanted his brothers to rule with him. You see? That's why he asked his father, look, where I'm gonna be, you know, the status I'm gonna have, let them have it too. He was always concerned about, all right, the nation, man, beginning with those first fruits. So he endured the cross and the shame, man. You know? So in our day to day, yeah, there's a lot of things that happen, you know, with brothers from the time that they do a video to the time that they do a next video. It's a lot of things happen in between that time, man. You know, you got other brothers that do, you know, lunch break videos. There's no telling what happened from that morning leading up all the way up into that lunch break. But guess what? When it's time to get it in, man, that shit don't matter, man. You know, when it's time to do the Father's business, man. When it's time to flip those talents that was given to us by Yahawashi, that don't matter, man. You know, hey, the brother Elder Natazar made a beautiful point, man. You know, if you go home and hey, yo, the stuff packed up and all right, the car gone, you see, and all you got is some goddamn frosted flakes left, all right, the woman gone, kids gone, guess what? You still gotta go to camp, all right? We still got business to handle, man. Because at the end of the day, we not in the time, all right, to be trying to chase things that don't matter, man. Especially chasing something that don't want to be there. You know, we in the time now to chase these thrones, man. And whatever we lose chasing them, it is what it is, man. That's why it's good not to have these attachments like that, man. You know, now that's easier said than done. All right, and you know, brothers built different, but hey, at the end of the day, it's a sacrifice gonna be required anyway, man. Now this is Hebrews 12:3. It says, "For consider him that endured such contradiction of sinners against himself, lest ye be weary and faint in your minds." And that's why the title of the lesson is "Consider Yahawashi." Look at what he went through and compare it to this little bullshit that we go through, man. You can't compare it. You can't begin to compare it, man. You know? And it's to the point where I don't even speak about that much about the things I go through, even amongst brothers, man. We talk about other things, man. We talk about victory, man. We're sitting back watching Esau's empire crumble, man. We got front row seats, man. Of course we're gonna take loss. Of course we're gonna lose things, man. It happens. All right? People lose things without the truth, man. But we got the truth. That's supposed to keep us stable. Because people lose relationships, families, jobs, and all these different things without the truth. You know? But we have something to keep us stable, man. We have a hope past this place, man. You know? And yeah, the truth, hey, it's going to kick your ass, man. You know? That pressure. It's going to be some intense pressure. All right? And guess what? When that pressure comes, we got to stand in it, man. Not only stand in it, we still got to maneuver within this pressure, man. Yahawashi had to maneuver within all that pressure he was under, man. All right? Literally, the whole nation was on his back, man. The whole nation. You see? Everything was on. He had to go through with it, man. That was the choice Yahawashi was faced with. Be tortured to death. All right? Or the nation through. You see? Who's in that position, man? Who's in that position right now? And then when you keep reading, it says, verse 12, it says, ye have not, this Hebrews 12 and 4 says, ye have not yet resisted unto blood, striving against sin. Yeah, we haven't resisted unto blood, man. You know, even when you go into the book of Acts, let's get that. All right. We just not going through, well, every time you look, we got to fight because we believe YAHAWASHI. We got to physically defend ourselves because of what we believe, man. All right. And the apostles was going through that. When you go to Acts chapter 5, you see, and then the mind frame that the apostles had when they were suffering these things. This Acts 5 and all right, this Acts 5 and 40. It says, and to him they agreed. Now this is when, Gamaliel spoke up on behalf of the apostles, because they was being detained for teaching in the name of Yahushua. All right, the elders and those, them wicked niggas, all right, that hated Yahushua, they had the apostles detained for teaching in their name. All right, and this is the latter end of the story. And it says, and to him they agreed, and when they had called the apostles and beaten them, they commanded that they should not speak in the name of Yahushua, and let them go. And they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name, man. And see, being in the truth, like the brothers, when I was in Atlanta, the brother Barazal said something that made sense. He was like, man, he said the prophets really ain't, those men are different. Like, they not just average men. Like, the way they wired, like, they different. You see, here it is. These men got beat for, teaching in the name, and they were rejoicing in it, man. All right, because they was what? Read it, and it says, and they departed from the presence of the council, rejoicing that they were counted worthy to suffer shame for his name, because they knew why they was catching hell, man. Because of the name of Yahushua, because of their belief, because of what they was doing. You see, and that's how it is. Like, man, the true men of the Lord different. Like, they ain't gonna be just average, men. Like the way they wired, the way they move, the way they react to things. Like, it's to someone on the outside looking in, they were like, them guys crazy, man. Them guys ain't got them. They got some screws loose. But it's just the mindset that we've developed. All right, in order to make it to the salvation, man, because you can't care. It's a different type of cold heart. The scripture tell us, to watch and be sober. And you go into that word sober, one of the definitions is dispassionate, which means pretty much having no emotions, man. You know, you have to be emotionless, man. The Apostle Paul, all right, went into it, man. When you go to um 1 Corinthians 7, I won't say 7. All right, this is 1 Corinthians 7 and 29 said, but this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they have none. Because at the end of the day, all right, this comes before everything, man. All right, as a prophet, as a brother out here on the front line, we know this come before everything, man. And it's gonna be some times where we be so caught up in the work, man. It's gonna be like we don't have wives, man. Whether she leave or whether she stay, that's on them. All right, but we know what we gotta do, man. Hey, I hope she stay. I hope she stay around. I hope she deliver. But at the end of the day, all right, I can't be to the be afflicting myself in my mind with all these scenarios on what she gonna do and what she ain't gonna do. All right, I know what I'm gonna do. You know, Lord will to keep the spirit on. I know what I'm gonna do. I know what I need to do. You see? So we in the time now, all right, well, it's time to be locked in, man. And you see Elder Apostle Tahar, man, on fire, man. Elder Apostle, Elder Apostle Tahar on fire, man. You know? And us young men, man, we should be right there on the front line with them, man, every chance we get, man. All right? You know, you think how many stories you think of suffering that he has that he hasn't put on camera, man? What type of sufferings and type of demons you think, you know, try to hinder, all right, the elder apostle to heart, man? But what do you see? More output, more and more output the older he gets, man. You see? Because that's a drive from within, man. We gotta tap into that YAHAWASHI that's within, man. Because YAHAWASHI don't give a damn about these little scenarios, man. You might be crying, boo-hooing about some shit. YAHAWASHI don't give a damn. All right? He don't care about that shit. You know, the things you be crying and sniffing and, you know, hunching your shoulders up. All right? Yahweh don't care about that shit, man. You know? That's a king finna bring in the whole global kingdom, man. He don't care about that little shit you got going on, man. He don't care about it, man. These little knick-knack things that we got going on. He gave us the tools to overcome these things. And his spirit is within us, man. You know? Verse 30, it says, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as they that rejoice not, and they that buy as though they possess not, man. Not being attached, man. Not being attached. You see, we in the time now where we shouldn't be attached, all right, to things outside of the ministry, because the only thing that's a sure foundation is Yahweh Shai, man, and the believers, those that are sincerely locked into this thing. That's the only thing that's a sure foundation in this earth, man. Everything else is shaky, man. You know? So why be attached to something shaky? A job is shaky, man. We do what we gotta do until we get to the point where we can't do it no more. You know, but this job is shaky, man. Women shaky as hell, man. Our family, they been through for the most part. All right? They been gone. You see? So what the hell is the point of being attached to something that's shaky, man? It's time to be attached to something solid, and that's your Howard Shot. You know, that's gonna be the only thing that's gonna stand sure in these times, man. You know, when pressure comes, we don't know what people finna do, man. All right, cause when desperate measure comes, people are gonna have desperate reactions, man. You know, but we not moving in desperation. We moving in hope, man. All right, we have a hope beyond this thing. Now, when you go to Acts, and when apostles, when Saul, before, you know, his name was Paul, it was Saul. What did Yahweh Shai say, you know, to now this is Ananias, and he's delivering a message of Yahweh Shai, all right, to Saul, which will later become Paul. Now this is Acts, all right, 9 and 15. And it said, but the Lord said unto him, go thy way, for he is a chosen vessel unto me to bear my name before the Gentiles and the kings and the children of Israel. You see that? There you know what? That Apostle Paul had that office and authority over the Israelite foreigners, man. They were Israelites. And it said, for I will show him how great things he must suffer for my name's sake. You see? So before his name was even changed, before he was fully converted, Yahweh Shai let him know, look, I'm gonna show you, you know, what you guys suffer for my name's sake, man. And that's what we're going through right now, suffering, man. Remember, we have an eternal kingdom, an eternal glory. All right? But right now it's more of a period of suffering, man. You see? And it's only gonna intensify, you know? But even in our suffering, hey, it get to the point where you take these things cheerfully, man. No, because we got to get into the spirit of rising up to the occasion, man, especially as men, you know? Like, you know, brothers will have conversations about, Isaiah 4:1, and these women. Well, listen, we can't be, all right, crumbling under pressure. Then talking about having all these multiple women. Like, no, we gonna have to be a rock in that day. We gonna have to show leadership in adversity in that time, man. All right, because these unions that the Most High is putting together is not strictly for the purpose of sex. We don't need practice, all right, to have sex. You see, we've been doing that. But see, the Lord is grooming leaders through this adversity, man, to lead in the midst of adversity. You see, because like these niggas I work with, man, these niggas cry and complain about every goddamn thing. I was like, God damn, you know? It's to the point I be kind of vexed because it's like if I don't step in and come with a solution, these niggas just sit here and just be stuck. I'll be like, God damn. Any type of adversity, a nigga just lay down. I'll be like, damn. Niggas ain't got no fight, no nothing, man. I'll be like, what the fuck? I mean, who is depending on you niggas, man? But we know in these times, though, those guys ain't being groomed for this, man. You see? Because even spiritual power is gonna come into play, but also it's gonna be a mindset, all right, that women gonna flock to, man. Someone that can maneuver in adversity, man. So this is why we going through this, brothers, and we gotta really, have a mind frame to consider YAHAWASHI, man. And when you consider YAHAWASHI, there ain't nothing to complain about, man. And then, like you said, this nigga Fopi, them guys, you know, talking about they had suicidal thoughts. Well, of course, we know that it'd be better to be with YAHAWASHI, but suicide, all right, come on, man, that's a weak ass spirit, man. You want to take yourself out because you can't hold up. Now, of course, hey, it be days when you want to go back to the spirit world, man. All right, but not taking yourself out, man. That's a very weak ass way, man. That's taking yourself out the game, man. Your team needs you the most, and you gonna take yourself out the game, man. Because we here for a purpose, man. So that's some part of enduring all things for the elect's sake, man. We have to endure these things for the elect's sake, man. It's more like YAHAWASHI. He endured those things because he had a joy that was set before him, man. It wasn't just for him that he endured the cross, man. When you go to Philippians 1 and 20, it says, according to my earnest expectation in my heart and my hope, that in nothing I shall be ashamed, but that with all boldness as always, so now also YAHAWASHI shall be magnified in my body, whether it be by life or by death. For to me to live is YAHAWASHI. It says, and to die is the gain. But if I live in the flesh, this is the fruit of my labor. Yet what shall I choose? I wot not. For I am in a scrape betwixt two, having a desire to depart. Yeah, because the Apostle Paul seen the spirit world. He seen what it was, that paradise, and that, he seen it. So he was like, look, I'm stuck between the two. Like, if I die, all right, he wasn't talking about killing himself, but Apostle Paul was always going through something, man. So he was like, if I do die, it is what it is. Like, I'll be with YAHAWASHI. But if I don't, I have a labor and it's beneficial to the body. All right. And that's what he's going to say. It said, for I am in a scrape betwixt two, having a desire to depart and to be with YAHAWASHI, which is far better. Nevertheless, to abide in the flesh is more needful for you. You see? To abide in the flesh is more needful for you. So Apostle Paul was what? Considering the nation, man. Considering the nation. All right? And that's how we have to be, man. Like, our little sufferings and what we got to go through, man, we got to consider the nation, man. The brothers say, endure hardness as a good soldier of YAHAWASHI, man. All right? Now, let's go, what's that? That's 2 Corinthians 4. All right? Because, hey, we are walking example. We should be walking examples of YAHAWASHI, man. All right? This is 2 Corinthians 4 and 8. It says, we are troubled, on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not forsaken, cast down, but not destroyed, always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord YAHAWASHI, that the life also of YAHAWASHI might be made manifest in our body, man. So we're walking around, all right, with all this persecution, with all these things that's against us, but we still enduring, man. You know, we still enduring, man. We gotta be motivated by the affliction, man. You gotta come to the point where the affliction gotta motivate us, man. You know, cause that's where the glory come from. Like when you watching sports, all right, you get glory when you down by 20. It's more glory when you down by 20 and you come back, man. You know, or rather you just blowing the team out. All right, it get to a point you don't even want to watch that game anymore, man. But ain't nothing like watching the comeback, man. When you count it out, you know all odds against you, and you know everything stacked against you, and you walking the other team down, man. They the favorite, they got the best athlete and all this. You see, but ain't nothing like that, man. You know, so that's the position we in, man. We going against the odds, man. But it's beautiful, man, cause we built for this, man. You see, we built for this, man. We all gonna get that rest and that joy in the kingdom, man. But right now we in the trenches, man. We in the trenches where it's gonna be casualties, man. All right, niggas die every day, b. You know, it be alright. All right, the Most High got that spirit by Him. He'll send it back when He get ready, man. You know, we moving on. You see? Let me get this. Where you go? I think the 2 Peter 2. All right. Um, Yep, this is 1 Peter 2:19. It said, "For this is thanksworthy, if a man for conscience toward the Most High, enduring grief, suffering wrongfully, man." You see, so it's gonna, you know, we not here to be right according to this world society, man. You know, we here to be right according to YAHAWASHI. The hell with judging yourself by this world's all right standard, man. You know, hey, cause your woman might go through the phone, see something or catch something, and you know, she get to crying and putting all those theatrics on, and you be feeling bad. Well, look, if you ain't did nothing wrong, that the other woman wasn't married, you know, if you ain't did nothing wrong according to the standard of the scriptures, man, she'll be all right, man. Worst thing she do is leave. So what, man? And and then dealing with the woman, like I guess I say with me, I just never had that heartbreaking experience, man. Like, you know, I done had some women that I wish I would have had back, you know, but I just never went through that heartbreak, you know, like, you know, Jacob explaining like you crying and you can't eat and you know you can't do all. It ain't never affected me like that, man. Losing a woman never affected me like that, you know, cause I was always okay even by myself, you know, just, you know, it was so easy to go get more women, but you know, I just never, like, it was foreign to me when Jake was like, yeah, I couldn't eat. I said, huh? You can't eat? For what? All right, shit. I don't know. But it is what it is, man. Like, I just ain't never been, so I probably can't relate, you know, to being just to the point where you can't do nothing because of woman. You know, I never been through it, you know. So I don't get it, but it happens, you know. So it got to be something to it. But at the end of the day, in the times we in now, we not in the time, all right, to be in that Lenny Williams spirit, man. You know, that spirit there got to die, man. You know, we way beyond that. So, 1 Peter 2:20, it says, "For what glory is it if when ye have buffeted for your faults, ye shall take it patiently? But when ye do well and suffer for it, ye take it patiently. This is acceptable with the Most High. See, that's acceptable. Hey, we got to pay attention to scriptures that say this is acceptable to the Most High, man. You know, like the scriptures speak about in Peter the third chapter, how you know a how quiet, a meek spirit of a woman is acceptable with the Most High. Like we gotta pay attention. Like, okay, this is acceptable of the Most High. Like that's a big deal. Like you gotta stop when the scriptures say this is acceptable of the Most High. You gotta stop and consider that. Like, okay, I gotta equate this, to my situation, to my character, man. I gotta add this to my character. So suffering patiently is acceptable through YAHAWASHI Shah, man, and still enduring, man, still fighting, man. All right. It says, for even here too, were ye called, because YAHAWASHI also suffered for us, leaving us an example that ye shall follow his steps, man. So YAHAWASHI, he didn't take himself out the game, man. You know, when it came time, he was teaching daily. And it was came time to him to suffer, man. He prayed for another way. He was in the flesh, you see. But once he got that answer, man, he locked in, man, and it wasn't nothing else to talk about. That's why Pilate couldn't get too many words out of him, man, because he knew what had to be done, man. All right? And you get to that point, man, where you don't even respond to a lot of stuff. You don't even respond to people, man, like that, you know? And it says, who did no sin, neither was guile found in his mouth. It says, who when he was reviled not again. When he suffered, he threatened not, but committed himself to him that judge righteously, man. You see? Because these little situations, people try to make this shit so dramatic that go on. They'll try to, especially when they see, that you're not moved, they'll try to intensify and try to make it over dramatic, to get you sucked into that shit, man. But the hell with that, man. We should be worried about what's acceptable to YAHAWASHI Shah, man. And whoever it piss off and whoever leave or whoever's, offended is what it is, man. All right? But we got, we got to consider YAHAWASHI, man. You know? But I just wanted to bring that out, man. Just kind of, pretty much laying back in those 3 lessons, by Elder Yashawamba, addressing Fopi, Elder Apostle Gabar, doing the response to the Elder Benata Zagbar's video, about how the truth of Canada kick your ass, man. But it's to the point now I'm kicking ass around here, man. Nigga ain't gonna whoop me forever. All right, we finna lock up. These little trials and afflictions. Hey, I'm going straight to it, man. Now of course you take L's, we be vexed. But said, yeah, we mature in this thing, man. And then we take it joyfully for YAHAWASHI. So Lord will you brothers and you few sisters edified, man. Just want to bring that out. Till next time I say Shalom. Kwam Yasha Allah, Baba Ball, DTA soon.